Hello and welcome to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang along with Mikey K, Mike Karafilidis here. Mike Karafilidis, of course, the road voice for the Steelheads, also does the home hosting as well, interviews, all that good stuff. Brendan Lang here as well, voice of the
What does Brendan do?
home voice, color
There it
commentator
is.
for the Steelheads.
Yeah.
So,
Home voice.
thank you so much for coming on the program, or listening to the program, I should say, here on Saga 960 AM. And Mikey, we got a good episode lined up today. But before we get into that, how are you doing? How's the last week been treating you?
Oh, doing great. I mean, except for the snow. But I'll tell you something. I don't mind the snow. I'll tell you why. I don't mind the snow because I don't like seeing raccoons. I don't like seeing mosquitoes. I don't like seeing bees fly around. That's one thing that I like about winter. But besides that, the snow, we had a big storm, of course, which was absolutely, I think 30 centimeters, maybe more, whatever it is.
I think we measured it here. I think it was over 50.
Yeah, they got more over Mississauga area, right? But 30, yeah. Crazy. Got out there with the snowblower, did my thing and whatnot. The guy across the street didn't do anything. Again, his sidewalk is really bad. So his neighbor just quit on him again, and he's not helping him out at all. Kind of feel bad for him. He could do it. Here's the thing. He could do it, but anyway. So that's what's going on with me, besides him. I watched a little football, of course.
Yeah.
New England's moving on to the Super Bowl. New England and Seattle. That's going to be a good one. Looking forward to that. So that's coming up in a couple weeks. Yeah, I'll give you my pick next week.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that next week. We'll talk about the picks for who we think is going to win the Super Bowl. But I agree. I think it's going to be a good game. I actually, on the Sunday when they had the two games, that was the day with all the snow, right? So one of my friends is a big Rams fan, and we were going to go to a restaurant and watch the game, right?
Nice.
And so we have the big snowfall. And so I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm like, we'll still go, whatever. I'll drive. I don't care. Like, I'm fine to drive in this, whatever. You've seen my car. It's small, low to the ground.
It's very good though.
It's old, and the snow was like up to the door handles of the car. So I got out there, I cleaned it off, I shoveled around the car, and I was ready to go. And I got halfway out of the driveway, and I got stuck.
Oh no! Oh man! Do you have that little shovel? Did you have to? Oh no, you're in the driveway. That's not too bad. Right?
I had to get out and back it up a little bit. It was just spinning the tire, so I had to shovel around it, put down some cat litter. Did that?
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was my experience with the snowfall. So then I was like, sorry guys, I don't think I'm gonna be able to pick everybody up. Couldn't get out. One of my friends ended up just walking over from his house, and we watched it in my basement. So it ended up being okay, but
even better.
I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, yeah, it's never that bad. I got out there, it was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be.
You always think that, there's never going to be that bad to you, and then the tire starts spinning. You're like, oh boy, I'm not going anywhere. So that's the worst feeling. But hey, it all worked out for you, right? Did you have a good time in your basement?
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean,
yeah. So it was a good game. That Seattle game
was your friend. Yeah. How mad was your friend?
Oh no, they weren't mad at all.
Oh.
They didn't want to drive. I was the only one to volunteer to drive. So
no, about the game.
Yeah,
he's a Rams fan.
He was a little upset, but he's been pretty blessed as a Rams fan for a little while here. So
I'd say
I don't think you can be too angry.
No kidding. Gosh, Sean McVay is your coach. Matthew Stafford, they've won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, went to the Super Bowl against New England a couple of years before
that. Super Bowl.
Yeah, they've had a good run here. For me, the one that really hurts is the Patriots, right? As a Bills fan, because it's like they had the whole dynasty, lost them all, went through a rebuild, and got back to the Super Bowl before the Bills had even gotten there. Really, not a good sight as a Bills fan. But you know what? The Bills have a new coach, Joe Brady. I don't really know how that's going to work. It's
good hire.
Yeah, good hire, I guess. Seems like a lateral move to me, that it's like the same guy. But anyways, we'll see how it works out. But yeah, looking forward to the Super Bowl. I agree. I think it'll be a good good matchup between
party time.
Yeah, that's right. But I think it'll be a good matchup between those two teams. All right, so we can talk quickly here about the last two games for the Brampton Steelheads. First, they went to Barrie, played against the Barrie Colts. They lost that game 2-0. So obviously getting shut out in that hockey game. What were your kind of thoughts from that one? They get outshot in the game 36-20 as well.
Well, again, it was off. They got off to a slow start in that game, right? I mean, I think that's been the common theme lately with the Steelheads is getting off to a slow start. So they got off to a slow start against the Barrie Colts, and I mean, what was it? I mean, 3 minutes into the game, Jonah McCormick for the Barrie Colts, he snaps one over the shoulder of Zach Bowen, who played absolutely phenomenal in that game. I mean, if it wasn't for him, let's just say it could have been a lot worse. I mean, the shots were 36-20 in favor of the Barrie Colts. The Barrie Colts, again, this is a team that's going for it. They pick up Basie Zabeski, they pick up Parker Von Richter, and a big pickup for them was Ben Wilmot, right? They got Aitchison, Baudouin, Emil Hemming. I mean, a guy that got sent back to the Barrie Colts from the Dallas Stars, Texas Stars, whatnot. But
Brad
they're just
Gardner's had
flying.
a good year
Brad
too.
Gardner's having a good year, right? And so they got a lot of hard workers. And this is a team, the Barrie Colts. They remind me of a North Bay kind of team. They're hard to play against, not even harder to play against, but they just remind me of a North Bay. But in that game, the Steelheads got off to a slow start and couldn't really recover. The shots on goal in that first period, Brendan, were 20-5 in favor of the Barrie Colts, right? And I mean, all the scoring was in the first period.
Right.
So again, just get off to that slow start, and they just couldn't recover after that. They tried. They had some chances on Arvin Jaswal, but again, this Arvin Jaswal now that's 2 shutouts against the Steelheads, right?
I mean, he's been a brick wall whenever he plays the Steelheads.
He's the next Sam Hillebrand, that Sam Hillebrand 2.0. They used to play for the Colts. They used to shut the Steelheads out all the time. But yeah, no, he had a good game. But yeah, Steelheads couldn't recover off that slow start. So that pretty much was the game right there, that first period.
Right. I mean, it's a slow start. You said it, 20-5 the shots after the first period. And then after that, 8-6 in the second, and the Steelheads outshot them 9-8 in the third. So again, we have talked a lot about the first periods and the beginning of games is where the Steelheads have struggled. And that was the case there. I mean, they get down 2-0. And then after that, it's a pretty even game. They just couldn't find a way to find the back of the net. But yeah, pretty even game in those second 2 periods. Manny Amato gets in another fight as well. Also want to
yes, he did
throw that in there.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
All right. So the Steelheads, they lose that one 2-0, and then we'll quickly here talk about the Niagara Ice Dogs. This one, a really close game, 4-3, and the Steelheads right there in that one just couldn't quite get it over the finish line in overtime.
And this is, we talk about this a lot. The Steelheads are that close. They really are. They're that close to just turning this thing around, right? They're getting shots on goal. I mean, the shots on goal in that game were 31-30 in favor of Brampton.
Yep.
Again, they score 6:41 into the game. A shot came from Hayden Reed. It was tipped in by Ryerson Edgar. Like, to me, that goal is a little bit of bad luck. Right? So, and then after that, the Steelheads came storming back, right? And it was 1-1 after the first. Justin Bottineau, he scored to make it 1-1. And then Owen Cartwright scores his first career OHL goal. Congratulations to Owen Cartwright, of course. Beautiful shot, right? And this is a guy that his game is really starting to come alive, Owen Cartwright, defensively. And he made it 2-1. But after that, Ryan Robrick tied the game at 2. That's another guy that just has the Steelheads number. He's a projected number 1 draft pick, or could be a first round draft pick. Number 1,
Yep.
First round draft pick, could be second round, third round, but he's going to get drafted for sure. And then Riley Patterson comes back into the lineup after a long absence for the Niagara Ice Dogs. He comes in and he plays an absolute complete game.
That's a huge piece for them to get back too.
Huge, yeah, absolutely huge. And yeah, just saying, he had to come back against Brampton,
yeah,
right? And he scores to make it 3-2. And then Manny Amato, beautiful hard work. He comes in and puts one in between, or he beats Yermolenko, right? Nice shot there, and then they went to overtime, and then it was a 4-minute high sticking penalty that was taken And then Brian Robrick on the power play absolutely ripped it by Luke Johnson, who had no chance. So, hey, if they can clean up these little things, like the penalties and taking the kind of those penalties in overtime, whatnot. But again, they're getting the shots. It's going to come, and I could totally see it in that Niagara game that they're just playing together more as a unit, and the young guys are getting more familiar with the older guys, right? Like
Right.
Carter Hicks had a nice game. Everybody really played well in that game. And you're minus Troy Patton, you're minus Kieran Witkowski, and you're minus Reed Gee in that game. Now, here's the thing. When those three guys come back, that makes it even better. They're that close.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like, I mean, that game, they were right in it the entire game. Like, this is it was a back and forth game. Obviously, it goes to overtime. Unfortunate that you get the penalty in overtime there and 4-minute high sticking penalty, and then Robrick scores. But I agree with you. They were right in that game the entire time. And you're missing, I mean, 3 guys who are relied upon. Reed Gee, of course, defensively, and then the other 2 guys to create offense. So, yeah, I mean, those are 3, I should say, big holes in the lineup, big absences, and they were still in that game the entire time. So I agree with you. I do think they're definitely right there. All right, so we're going to take a break here. On the other side, we're going to talk to Justin Bottineau. You had mentioned, scored a goal in that game against the Niagara Ice Dogs. So we will talk to him after the break here. You're listening to Trout Talk on Saga 960 AM. And welcome back to Trout Talk on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang here along with Mike Karafilidis, 2 of the broadcasters for the Brampton Steelheads here on Trout Talk today. And now we'd like to welcome our special guest onto the program. It's Justin Bottineau. Justin, thanks for coming on, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for coming on, Justin. So how was practice? You look like you just finished it. You just got home. So talk about practice first.
Yeah, it was good. We're just working on the systems and stuff. Got a big weekend, 3-3, so we're just preparing for that.
And how have the practices been, and just this kind of short time since the deadline with just so many new faces, showing up?
Yeah, it's been a lot of just hardworking practice. A lot of compete. With the team, we're all just competing really hard against each other, just to prepare for the games. And we've kind of got all the system stuff out of the way with the new guys and stuff. So now it's just competing and hard work and battling.
Yeah, it seemed like you guys really started to come alive on the weekend, especially against the Niagara Ice Dogs on the weekend, the past game on Sunday. Elaborate on that. Am I seeing the right thing here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good game. We got a point. I mean, we still got to make sure we're playing a full 60 minutes, our way. But yeah, I think it was better. We're getting there. We just got to find a way to keep getting the pucks in the net and finding ways to get the 2 points, because we're coming down now. Only got 20 so games left, so each game's huge. We need to find a way to get the points if we want a playoff spot.
And you just said there, you mentioned it, playing a full 60 minutes. Like, where does that start? Where does that kind of come from, and what needs to change, in your opinion, to kind of, start to play those full 60-minute hockey games there?
Well, I think it starts right at the puck drop. I mean, obviously the preparation with warm-up and stuff. But, I mean, it comes down to starting right as the puck drops, right off the start. I mean, I think we've had a couple games where we were slow to start, and then the second and third we come out flying, but at that point it's too late. We gotta play the full 60-minute hockey game and come out like right at the start, come out flying.
Justin, you started your career with the Kitchener Rangers, then you got traded to the Guelph Storm, and now with the Brampton Steelheads. Talk about your beginning with the Kitchener Rangers. You guys, I mean, you really, really came alive with Kitchener. That's where you really started to make a name for yourself. Talk about your whole career so far, starting off Kitchener, like how much you've learned in Kitchener to now.
Yeah, I mean,
you've had different coaches.
Yeah. I mean, Kitchener was great for me. We had UC Hokus come in my second year, and he was big on lots of like the details of the game. So I think he, helped my game get to another level and improve it. I think I learned a lot in Kitchener and also in Guelph. I mean, that's the thing. I've kind of, this is my 4th year now, so I've kind of had the chance to take. I've had a lot of learning steps, you could say. I've played on 3 different teams now, so I've kind of been through a lot. I've seen a good amount, um, and yeah, I think it all like worked pretty well. But I'm just happy to be in Brampton now.
And then you talk about the different coaches that you had now under James Richmond, James Wood, or a guy who does the with the forwards as well. So what has that experience been like playing for those guys?
Yeah, I mean it's been great. We're a team, that is pretty close with the coaches and stuff, and we're comfortable with them where we can talk to them about anything. It's been good. We have lots of morning ice sessions and stuff where we can work on our skills away from like the team practice, you could say. So yeah, it's been good. I think we do our video sessions just so you can like see where to improve and yeah, it's just a lot for just becoming a better player on and off the ice as well.
So Jesse, you grew up in Burlington, Ontario, not too far from Brampton and stuff like that. Did you grow up being a Kitchener fan? Who was your team that you rooted for?
Well, I watched actually the Hamilton Bulldogs play a couple times because that was like the
Right.
closest team to my house. But no, actually, I wasn't a Kitchener fan at all. Like, I didn't really know much about them. So going there as a 16-year-old, I really didn't know much about them, and but it was cool to see because I didn't realize how big of like an organization it was.
Did you
And
ever
then I
go to
went
Kitchener
there.
before that?
No, I'd never. I mean, I think I'd been there for like lacrosse or hockey once, when I was younger, but it was pretty ironic actually. So that year, my brother's a 2004. So he was going to school at Laurier for that September for the first time. So it's pretty ironic that that was the team I got drafted for and played for my first year. So we were both heading to Kitchener Waterloo for different reasons, obviously, but that was pretty ironic.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be pretty cool. You got your
Yeah.
brother around there, and then playing
Yeah.
in an arena like the Odd. I mean that's got to be such an amazing experience, right? Just starting your OHL career and getting to play in that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, you're not used to it. Like you go from playing minor hockey and then you go to the Odd, and I mean, on a Friday night, like they have a pretty big fan base, and it's a pretty good atmosphere in there. So yeah, it was definitely pretty cool as a young guy to kind of go into the league and see that and be a part of that.
Yeah, you went from a good atmosphere, like I mean, you went from Kitchener, and then you went to Guelph, two pretty good atmospheres, right? So, and then now to Brampton. But I want to talk about when you're younger, your minor hockey career. So, you started off playing, and when did you start skating? When did you start learning about your shot? When did you start realizing, what, I can actually move it, pretty far kind of thing, right? So talk about that.
Well, yeah, I think I started skating around when I was like really young, like 3. And my
Everybody
brother
three
was
years
skating.
old.
Yeah, yeah. And my brother was skating, so I ended up playing I think a couple games when we were really, really young with my brother's team. Um and then I ended up playing for the Burlington Eagles when we got older, and I did pretty well. I played with a year older like players, and that was kind of when I realized that I could keep up with the older guys. So then I went and played in my own age group and in Toronto with David Green and Parker Von Richter. I played with them in the Marlies, and
Hmm.
we had a pretty good team. And yeah, I thought see where it goes because I really enjoyed it and having a good time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's
And
all
and I
about
mean,
having fun, man.
yeah, that's such a big
Yeah.
part of it. And then how cool is it too? And then a little bit later in your career, you get to play with Von Richter, obviously not on the team anymore, and David Green
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty cool. Like we had yeah, I got to play with them, and I only played with Parker for 1 year in Toronto, but I mean David, I played with 3 years with him. So yeah, it was pretty cool to, we all, you could say, had separate paths, and then we all came and we're back. We were back playing again together. So it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. It's like a reunion, right? Did you guys,
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. I wish, excuse me, I wish I had something like that, like a reunion. Well, the only thing I have is a high school reunion, right? So, I mean, I don't have a hockey reunion, but the guys that played hockey, I don't know if they have a reunion. I'm sure they do, but do you ever have high school reunions?
Have
You ever been
I
to a high school
done one?
reunion yet? Yeah.
No, I haven't had one. No.
He hasn't been out of high school for that long, Mike. There's
Well, I mean, aren't you? Yeah, you got to wait. Yeah, that's true. You
Yeah.
got to wait.
like
1
what,
year
10
after.
years?
Okay, here we go. Everybody's like 10 years older than you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, those are good times, man. You'll see.
Yeah.
I've been to a couple.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm still waiting for my first one to come around as well. But anyway, so we're talking about you having experience playing on a bunch of different teams and then coming over to the Steelheads. So you've been traded twice. I mean, that's not something that a lot of people have experienced. And now you have a lot of guys on the team that have been traded as well. I asked Reed Gee this same kind of question because he was traded from Flint to Mississauga at the time, and of course Brampton. How can you kind of take those experiences of being traded and help these guys who are obviously going through it for the first time?
Well, yeah, I mean, we got a young group, and a lot, there's been some trades. I think a lot of it is just coming together as a team and all buying into the systems, all buying into what, coach has to say. And with everyone buying in and working hard, I think we can really make playoffs, and that's everyone's goal, and that's everyone's mindset is, playoffs isn't an option. We want to make playoffs, and we want to be a part of that. So I think that's huge, and effort and attitude. I mean, that's something that we talk about a lot in our room is effort and attitude, and I think those are the two things we can control. So if we just keep working hard and stick together as a group, and then have good effort and attitude, I think we have a special group in here. Like, we could do something with it. We just we might not have the most skilled team in the league, but we want to be the hardest working team in the league, and I think that's what's going to get us to. I've said it a lot. It's a playoff spot. Like, right now we're out of playoff spot, and we want to be in playoffs. Like, we want to be playing in playoffs, and so that's kind of our main focus.
Yeah, you guys are that close. That close. Like, I mean, you guys are. You're not even that far of a playoff spot, really. It's not like you guys are like 10 points, 12 points out with, I think, what is it, 25 games left or something like that left in the season. Like, that's a lot of time left, right,
Yeah.
Justin? And I just feel like you guys are that close to turning this thing around, turning this ship around. And then I saw that against Niagara. I saw the hard work, like you're saying, the hard work, and the new guys are really starting to gel as well. That's just the way I feel. I feel it's going to come. And you talked about, putting the pucks in the net and whatnot. You had a nice goal, by the way, on Sunday against Niagara Ice Dogs. It was a beauty turnaround shot. Yermolenko didn't know it hit him, so that was pretty good. Seemed like Yermolenko had your guy's number, and I was like, oh, here we go again. But no, not that day. But anyway, so I just feel like you guys are that close. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're right there. Like, I think when you look at some of the games we've given up recently, I think there's been a handful of them that we were right there, and it was a very close game, and like Niagara could have went either way, and I know we got the point, but like, there's been some really close games where it kind of has went either way, and I think the one thing I touched upon was the playing this full 60 minutes. And I think sometimes when games flip away, you look back to your first period and it wasn't our strongest. So, yeah, we've been super close. We just got to find a way to finish it off. It's going to be a big thing with the remaining games of the season.
And for you personally, of course, you played on a line with Will Eggleton here, and it seems like you guys have really kind of taken off, especially after the deadline. You two have played extremely well together. Just what's that been like playing with him, and can you kind of feel the chemistry sort of growing there?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, me and Egg we're good buddies. We're the same age. We've played against each other growing up and stuff. So I mean, yeah, I think we've got some chemistry building for sure. But I think we're also just we're good friends and stuff. So I mean, that helps when you're
Sure.
close buddies, you're playing together and you trust each other and stuff. So it's good. Yeah, we've been good. I like playing with them.
Bots, what is the strongest part of your game?
The strongest part of my game.
Yes.
I would like to say the way I like see the ice, like my passing. I think I see the ice pretty well, so I'm able to make some pretty smart plays, which can help to me being reliable. Um, whether it's in the D zone or in the O zone, I think I can play a 200-foot game too with it. But yeah, I would say the way I like see the ice.
You talk about seeing the ice, like kind of the vision there, the passing. Is that kind of been something that you've always had? Like that's sort of been like there all throughout your hockey career?
Yeah, I would say when I was younger, even like I've always kind of been a pass first kind of guy. And I think I've looked to maybe shoot a little more in like my OHL career and stuff, just like to even it out and stuff. Because you never want to pass up a shot if you're in the slot or whatever. But yeah, I would say I was always kind of a pass first kind of guy, so I've kind of worked on getting both sides of it, like shooting the puck too. But yeah.
Justin, do you believe in aliens?
Do I believe in aliens? No,
Yeah.
I don't. I don't
No?
believe in aliens. No.
Some guys believe in aliens. You don't believe in aliens?
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
one of those guys. No. No.
So you don't see it. So when you see it on TV, you're one of those guys that just flip the
Yeah,
channel
no.
right away.
Yeah, no,
I don't
that's
believe in
not
them
real.
either.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
But what you ever see that movie Independence Day
And
with
no, I
Will Smith?
haven't.
Oh, buddy, that'll freak you out. That'll freak you out.
Really? What's it
It's an
about?
old school movie. Okay, so pretty much the aliens they take over the Earth, right? So Will Smith, he's like one of the ones that are left when everything gets blown up, right, from the Earth, and they
Yeah.
go after like certain cities. So L.A. was like blown to smithereens. So, anyways, Will Smith was one of the last ones. So he had to go on a plane, and he had this special bomb that he had to go inside of an alien ship with a scientist, and they had to like uh, um, do this special code and get out of there really, really quick, dude. And then they blew up the spaceship and everybody was saved. It was the most unbelievable alien movie you ever see in your life. I don't believe in them, but if you watch
Yeah, I
this
don't.
movie, it will freak you out. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Maybe
I
I'll give
watched
it a
this
watch
movie.
then.
Oh, buddy. It's an old school. It's like 1990s, but I'm telling you, recommend it. And then you'll say to yourself, whoa, it looks so real too. And oh, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't believe in
Maybe.
aliens,
Yeah.
not at all. But you gotta watch it. If you watch this, you'll see. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe I'll give it a try.
do it, man. Do
We'll
it.
see.
And on the topic of movies, we've talked to a few guys, and that's kind of been something that they've talked about. Being into movies. How about you? Like off the ice, what's sort of your hobby to kind of get away from the rink, get away from hockey?
Yeah, if it's not like sports wise, I like playing video games with the boys. Obviously, yeah, I got NHL. So I mean, I guess it's still hockey, but sometimes me and a couple of the boys on the team, or if either with like the guys on the team or with some of my home buddies, I like to play PS4, just chill. So I'd
Nice.
say that's like one of my big hobbies. But then the sports, like I love golf in the summers, and I used to play lacrosse growing up. Like I was a big lacrosse guy, so I like to stay active. But if I'm not staying active, I'm chilling in my on my couch playing some video games with the boys.
Are you a football? Would you be playing football? What other? So if it wasn't lacrosse, if it wasn't hockey, would you be playing football?
Um,
You
I
don't
don't
look like
know.
a
I mean,
football player to
maybe
me. You look like a coach.
I'm.
You'd be a good
I
coach.
don't know. Maybe like I played flag football like for my school team like growing up in elementary. Like I liked it.
Like football's fun. Yeah. Flag football. Somebody's beep beep beeps going
Yeah,
on. Is
that's
that a
mine. I
firearm
don't know
alarm?
if
You gotta go.
It might be
What's
my.
going on?
I don't know. It might be a smoke alarm.
Uh-oh.
You might need to get. You might need to get out.
Yeah. No, it's just my dad cooking dinner.
Oh.
I thought so.
Yeah,
Because that happens to me. When I'm cooking. Beep, beep, beep. You better take care of that. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Justin, man. Sorry, go
Hey,
ahead,
wait, we're
Brandon.
safe. It's all good.
Okay.
Thank
That's
God.
good.
Oh, man. Thank God.
So you mentioned there that you played lacrosse. We had Angus McDonnell on the team last year, and we talked to him a lot about playing lacrosse. Like, how do you kind of have those, or do you find that there's a lot of transferable skills from the two sports?
Yeah, I mean, I always thought there were. I think one of the biggest things I noticed from lacrosse wasn't even like the hand-eye and stuff, which I noticed difference. Like, I think it definitely helped for that, but I think a lot of it was the cardio. Like lacrosse, I played box lacrosse, and I think it kept me in very good shape like throughout the summers, because like it's 5 times a week you're running. Like I think with that aspect, it was like the biggest change I noticed, like just like keeping me in good shape in the summers and like cardio wise.
So what else do you like to do besides video games and lacrosse and all that kind of stuff? Like, do you like to go have a coffee with friends? Do you like to
Yeah, like
go
go
for
ahead.
what else? What else do you like to do, Justin? Like, the people
Um,
want to know.
I don't know. I like sometimes I'll play ping pong a lot in the summers. One of my close
Ooh.
buddies got a ping pong table. Um, I don't know. Like that's about it. Golf and hang out with the boys and my
That's
friends.
it, eh? There you go.
Yeah,
That's it. Like, you're living the life, and you
yeah,
got your whole life ahead of you, my friend. Your whole life.
yeah.
So enjoy it.
Last thing from me, just because you mentioned it, I'm a huge golf guy. How's the game doing? When anybody mentions golf, I always like to ask.
Yeah, so I love golf. I mean, in the summers I can usually, break 90, but I'm not like unreal at it. I would say I'm just okay. Like a good round for me is just like shooting under 90 probably. I
That's a good
actually went
round.
to the sim. I actually went to the sim with my dad like 2 weeks ago on one of the off days, and I wasn't very happy. I shot an 100. But it was the first time in a while, so I was shaky and
Yeah.
but yeah, usually better than that. I was
Yeah.
cold.
Golf
That's
golf
amazing.
is a game that goes up and down, right? It's like
Yeah.
some days you feel good, some days it just doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Mhm. Not for me. It's always down, 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 down. One shot, and then I
Yeah.
throw that club, and that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, then Mikey just hangs out in the cart. He just likes to drive around the course.
Yeah.
Justin, how much can you bench press, my man? Last thing for me. That's what I want to know.
um 200.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow.
I think I could. Yeah. Oh, well, no. That's like my max. Like that would be like 1 rep max for sure.
One rep, eh?
Yeah.
And who's the strongest guy on the team? David Green? Oh, I got to ask you this too. We ask everybody the same
Strong.
thing. Who can bench press the most? Who can bench press the most?
I honestly want to say it's bench press because I know he loves bench press and I know he's had some time to do it. Was um Schlabowski, the one who's our goalie. Yeah,
That's a
I
couple
know
that's,
since with his
that's
surgery and stuff, I know he was working out a lot and he came back and was throwing around. I know a lot of weight on the bench press, so maybe it goes to him. I don't know.
that's a couple guys who have
Wow.
said that.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm not the only one. Yeah, I
No,
know.
no.
No.
I know when he came back from back home, he came back and started benching a lot. And I think he was getting up to some bench press at home.
Wow.
All right, that's the
Wow.
goal.
Wow. Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Wow. Hey,
Yeah.
190, man. That's pretty good. Yeah. Good for you. But again, last thing I got to say is you guys are this close, man. You guys are this close, to going on a streak, to going on a winning streak. There's lots of games left. You could totally see it, especially
Yeah.
against the game in Niagara. You guys are starting to come together. The new guys are starting to come together. One more thing for me. What's the status of the injuries for everybody so far? I think I did talk to Patton. I think he said he's going to be ready this weekend.
I'm not. I'm honestly not too sure. I think they got to go through some process, but I think. I think none of them are long term, from what I know.
Right.
Okay.
But
Cool.
That's good to hear.
they're still gonna have to, get through practice and contact and stuff. So hopefully it's short because those some big pieces missing.
Have they started contact yet, Justin?
No, I don't think so. No, they haven't. So
All right.
we'll see. We'll see about the weekend. I mean, it'd be great to have them back if that's the case. But if not, we still gotta get the wins.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll hope to have them back, but we will definitely see you out there on the ice this weekend. So Justin, thanks so much for coming on, man. Really appreciate it, and good luck the rest of the season. We'll see you around, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Independence Day,
of course.
Justin.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for coming on, Justin.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
All right, that was Steelheads forward Justin Bottineau. So we'll be back after the break here on Saga 960 AM, and we'll break that down. We'll talk about the upcoming games for the Steelheads as well. You're listening to Trout Talk. And welcome back to Trout Talk on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang with Mike Karafilidis, and we just spoke to Steelheads, first-year Steelheads forward, Justin Bottineau. Mikey, good to talk to him. And you know what? I think he kind of shared the same sentiment as you did, that they're right there. They're really close to kind of really getting this thing together.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. And, he scored a nice goal on Sunday to get the party started, I guess you could say, for the Steelheads. But, I love his game. I love Justin Bottineau's game. I always liked it in Kitchener when he first started as well. He plays hard. He plays a good two-way game as well. He sees the ice really well. He has a good first pass, which you got to like from Justin Bottineau. But he plays a really, really good hard game and a really good two-way game, and very, very mature for his age. 19. I don't know what mature is. I'm just saying that, but for 19, but he seems very mature to me. But it's good that he can help the young guys as well. But again, he said it, Brendan, that this team is that close.
Yeah, and all the guys that we talked to, they share that same sentiment. Playoffs is the main goal right now. They're 5 points out of a playoff spot behind the Sudbury Wolves. Oshawa is
lots of time left
down there, but you're right. There's lots of time, and he said that's still the main goal. And as you said, to your point, when you asked him, what his strength as a player is, he said his vision, and he said being a two-way player. That's sort of the two things that he really wants to excel at, and the two things that he has excelled at. In his time here with Brampton. And now it seems like he's really kind of found something there with Eggleton. I thought both of them, since the deadline, have played their best hockey of the season. So that's good to see that they've kind of, gotten on a roll here. They played on the second line, I believe, in the Niagara game. A lot of the time it's been the third line, but still, I mean, you need those depth scorers in the lineup, and they've definitely been that here over the past few weeks.
Yeah, they definitely have. And he has to, hopefully he watches Independence Day. So, but
I'm telling you, I've never seen that either.
Oh, well, man, you got to see that movie. Okay. I'm not sure if it's on. I don't know if it's on Netflix or what, but you could look it up.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in a while, but I've seen it maybe like 5 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably about 5 times. But I'm telling you, the very first time I saw it, I was freaked out. I mean, I was like one of those, like a little kid underneath the blanket, just like this. It's like, look, oh my God, oh no, get away from him, no, just anyway, you guys see that movie.
I'll have to see it. Yeah, I'll have to look. I'll have to check it out. All right, so the Steelheads have a 3-3 coming up this weekend. Another 3-3. They played a couple here, in the last couple weekends. So we won't talk too much about the Saturday game or rather the Friday game and the Saturday game coming up. That's Guelph and then Oshawa on Saturday at home. But let's really get into that final game, the one coming up right after Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM, and that's the Oshawa Generals against the Steelheads. Brampton going back to Oshawa for that classic 6 o'clock Sunday night game. Mikey, again, these are huge points, and I guess you can kind of take a bigger scope of the weekend. This is a weekend that if they kind of get things together, you could get 6 points out of this.
You could. Absolutely. Again, I have to go back to Niagara, the way they played, even against Barrie after that first period, they just seemed to play a lot better. And then they carried that over against the Niagara Ice Dogs. But these games, you need these games now. You play the Oshawa Generals 2 times and you play the Guelph Storm, which is a very winnable game as well on Friday. But this game coming up, this last time these two teams played, don't forget, was in Oshawa, and it was that Oshawa, in Oshawa on the Sunday. Well, they would have been played before this, and we don't know what's going to happen, but we're talking about this. But the Steelheads, again, they got to come out angry.
Yeah.
They got to come out angry. They got to come out angry against this Oshawa team because Oshawa came out angry against them, and they really controlled the play. You got to stop Brooks Rogowski. You got to stop him. You got to stop Posthumus. You got to stop Luke Posthumus out there. These are the guys that killed you the last time.
Owen Griffin.
Really? Owen Griffin as well. Sorry, the Columbus Blue Jackets draft pick. And Matthew Humphreys in goal was pretty good in that game. I just feel that the Steelheads really have to get traffic in front of Matthew Humphreys, maybe get into his head a little bit, and that's what you can do as get into a goaltender's head. Believe me, because I know, because I was a goaltender. If you get in a goaltender's head, it could be a bad night for the goaltender, right? So get in his head, get in front of him, get some traffic, get some shots on goal, get tough out there, and play a full 60. And the beginning is key. They can't get off to a slow start.
Yeah, and Justin Bottineau said, ready at the beginning of the games and playing a full 60 minutes. That's kind of where they've lost a few of those games, is where they haven't been ready to go and haven't played a great start to the game. Yeah. So that's huge against the Oshawa Generals. And you look at the standings right now, Oshawa's 10 points behind Brampton. Now we got 2 games coming up this weekend. I mean, that's a huge swing either way. Like, if you can win both of those games, now you're really sitting comfortable. Okay, we're pretty much clear of them. Now we can really go for that 8th spot, and the other way too. Like, if you lose both of those games, now it's right there. Like, it's a really close race. So these are really big games coming up. But I agree with you. Getting started early, getting started quickly is really important. And then when the Steelheads are at their best, they're getting on the forecheck, they're cycling pucks, they're tiring out the defensemen, and then they're getting the pucks to the point and they're getting shots through with traffic in front, and they got to be able to find some rebounds, and that's where they're going to find success.
Absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. It's the hard work. It's the forecheck on this defense, especially on this Oshawa defense. Okay, you got Lucas Moore back there. He's a guy that came over from the Brantford Bulldogs. After that, I mean, it's a pretty young decor, really, right? 100%. Besides Lucas Moore. So you got to get on that defense. You got to forecheck them, cause them to get some turnovers. The last time, Oshawa was pretty easy to get out of their zone, and it was easy for them to get out of their zone. Now, when I talked to Jake Wood, the assistant coach of the Steelheads, and I interviewed him before, and I asked him about this game, and he said, he goes, I just think maybe because it was the last of a 3-3, we were just on gas, right?
Yeah.
So, and it really seemed like that. I don't think we're going to see that this time. Even though it's the back end of a 3-3, I don't think we're going to see that this time. I think the Steelheads team is going to be ready to go. And you can feel it talking to Justin Bottineau that they're going to come out hard all the time.
Yeah. No, it's a huge game, and I agree. I think there's definitely going to be a little more jump in their step this time, because again, you think back to what happened to the last game, or the last time they played these guys. We know, after this comes out, they're going to have played Saturday, but talking about that Sunday game that they played against the Generals, now they know what kind of effort you're going to get from these guys. So It's really important to come out quickly. Just because you mentioned it, I called him James Wood in the interview. I meant Jake. That's on me. My hand up there.
Jim Wood.
Yeah. I was thinking about other things. Anyways,
okay.
So it's a big game coming up. All right, we only got 1 minute left here, Mikey. So let's quickly do our 3 stars of the week. We can get into it. I'll give you my 3 stars if you allow me to go first.
Sure, yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Justin Bottineau. I thought he had a good week. He's really been playing some good hockey here recently. And then I'm going to say Owen Cartwright. I think I got to have him in there. First OHL goal. And again, as you mentioned, when we were talking about his first OHL goal, it seems like he's really started to find his stride back on the back end defensively as well. So I like what he did. And then I'm going to go with Zach Bowen as well for the game against the Barrie Colts. He played phenomenal in that game. And as you said, it would have been a different game if he wasn't playing. I do want to have an honorable mention too. I know sometimes we slide a 4th guy in there, Manny Amato. I'll slide him in there as well.
I took my stars, all my stars. All right. So my honorable mention is going to go to Manny Amato, but my stars are going to go here. They're going to go Luke Johnson, we're going to go with Owen Cartwright, and Zach Bowen is my first start. Zach Bowen is my first start because, again, congratulations to Owen Cartwright picking up his first career OHL goal. I thought Luke Johnson was very good against the Niagara Ice Dogs, and he's only 16 years old, folks. Again, this is a guy that was the first goalie taken in the last OHL draft, first goalie taken out of that pool. So he played well, and Zach Bowen played well. There's my stars with Manny Amato getting the honorable mention.
Yes. All right. So that's going to do it here for Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. Now,
shovel your snow.
Of course. Yes. Shovel your snow. That's a big one. We can get short life tip in there. Shovel your snow when you have when you have this much out there. And enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.